The doctor lied about how much he was getting paid to come into court and testify. You want to learn what happened when the jury realized that the doctor lied? Come join me as I share with you this great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law here in the state of New York. The medical expert was on the witness stand. It was the defense expert. The defense attorney brought this orthopedist to testify on their behalf. And now, during the course of questioning, the attorney asked, "By the way, doctor, are you being compensated for your time here in court away from your practice?" He said, "Yes, I am." "How much are you being compensated for the time that you spent to review all these records and being here in court?" And he said, $5,000. And you could hear a collective gasp from the entire jury. They just went, "Oh!" They were shocked to hear that this doctor charged $5,000. So shortly after that, I had an opportunity to get up and cross-examine this doctor. And the first thing I asked for was to see the doctor's records that he reviewed. I wanted to see the doctor's chart. And the first thing I see when I open it up is an invoice that he sent to the defense attorney for the time that he spent reviewing the records as well as his anticipated time coming into court and testify. And you know what it said at the very bottom for the total amount? It said $10,000. Now that's very interesting. Just a few moments ago, he told the jury that he was charging only $5,000. Yet here it is, right in that invoice, it says $10,000. Okay, I thought this will be interesting. So now I asked the doctor, in order to come here and give testimony about your thoughts, your opinions, and conclusions, you needed to review all those records, true? Yes. And you spent considerable time reviewing those records, true? Yes. And how much time did you spend? And now he tells me some number of hours. And doctor, for that time you intended to be compensated and you would bill for that time, true? Yes. And in addition, you were going to come into court and spend the day or half a day coming into court and testifying, isn't that true? Yes. And you expected to be paid for that as well, true? Yes. And doctor, you told us that you billed $5,000, true? Yes. And you got paid for that work, true? Even though you got paid before you came into court, isn't that right? Yes. So what I was doing was I'm locking him into his testimony that he only charged $5,000, and you'll learn why in just a moment. The reason you want to lock him in is so that he can't wiggle out of it later. So now let's get back to the document. Doctor, this invoice is something that you prepared yourself, true? Yes. And you sent it off to the defense attorney, true? Yes. And in fact, the defense attorney sitting here in court is the same one listed in this document, true? Yes. And you said the defense actually went ahead and paid you before you came into court, isn't that correct? Yes. Your Honor, at this time I'd like to offer this document into evidence. And the judge says, show it to the defense attorney. I show it to the defense attorney. All of a sudden he starts objecting. Objection, judge! He can't introduce this into evidence. And now he gives a couple of legal reasons why. The judge turns to him and says, this is your doctor, your witness. He's allowed to look at anything in his records that he brings with him. I'm admitting this into evidence, the judge says. Objection overruled. Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to show this document to the jury. So what do I do now? I hand it to the jury. I say, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the amount that the doctor actually billed and got paid for the time spent here in court and reviewing these records. And they're looking at it, and you could hear them go, oh. I mean, his credibility was shot, totally, because the total amount that he billed on the invoice was $10,000. Here's an instance where the doctor clearly lied and had a significant effect on the jury. The moment they saw those drastic inconsistencies between what he testified he was getting and what he actually billed and got was dramatic. And that probably helped change the course of this case. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you to give you one instance where a doctor who lied on the witness stand may have altered the outcome of the case. You know, I realize you're watching this because you have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in the state of New York and you do have legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, @oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a great day.